Alright, so our story begins in a mystical version of New York City, where a baby is found floating in a small boat near the shore. This little baby, abandoned yet special, grows up to become Peter Lake, a skilled thief who's been living on the streets. But life isn't easy for Peter because he's being hunted by a ruthless gangster named Pearly Soames. Now, Pearly isn't just your regular bad guy. He's actually a demon working under Lucifer himself. And trust me, this guy is evil to the core. Pearly has a deep hatred for anything good and believes that Peter's destiny could bring about something miraculous, which he absolutely cannot allow. One night, desperate and on the run, Peter decides to rob a grand mansion in the heart of the city. He's heard rumors of the wealthy family that lives there and figures it's the perfect place for a big score. As he sneaks inside, moving through the dimly lit hallways, he hears the sound of a piano playing. Following the beautiful melody, he enters a room and sees a young woman named Abby sitting at the grand piano. Her beauty and grace captivate him instantly. She's playing with such passion that she doesn't even notice Peter standing there, mesmerized. For the first time in his life, Peter feels something deeper than just survival. He feels a connection. When Abby finally notices him, instead of screaming or calling for help, she looks at him curiously. There's something about Peter that intrigues her, and they start talking. Abby, despite being sick with a terminal illness, has a vibrant outlook on life. She believes in miracles and sees the world in a way Peter never could. They talk for hours, and Peter realizes he can't bring himself to steal anything. Instead, he leaves the mansion that night with a sense of wonder and hope he's never felt before. Over the following weeks, Peter keeps returning to see Abby. They fall deeply in love, and for the first time, Peter feels like he belongs somewhere. Abby, despite her frail condition, teaches him about hope and the belief that miracles can happen. But their happiness is short-lived because Pearly is closing in on them. Realizing that they're in danger, Peter and Abby escape to a beautiful winter retreat owned by her family, hoping to find some peace. The snowy landscapes, the warmth of their bond, and the feeling of hope fill Peter with the belief that they can escape fate. But fate, as we know, has other plans. As their bond deepens, Peter and Abby share a tender, intimate moment one night, sealing their love in the most human way possible. But the magic of the moment is short-lived, and tragedy strikes soon after. Abby's illness takes a turn for the worse, and she passes away peacefully in Peter's arms, leaving him devastated. Just when it seems like things couldn't get worse, Pearly and his men finally catch up to them. Peter fights with everything he has, but Pearly is too powerful. In the end, Peter is thrown off a bridge into the freezing water, and everything fades to black. But here's where things get really interesting. Peter doesn't die. Instead, he wakes up in present-day New York City, over 100 years later, and he hasn't aged a single day. He's confused, lost, and has no memory of his past life. He wanders the streets of the modern city, feeling like he doesn't belong. But deep inside, he knows there's something he's supposed to do. Something important. One day, he sees a struggling single mother and her baby daughter, who bears a striking resemblance to Abby. Slowly, pieces of his past start coming back to him. He begins to realize that his purpose isn't just about his love for Abby. It's about saving this new baby's life. As Peter spends more time with him, he discovers that the baby has a mysterious illness, just like Abby once did. Determined not to fail again, Peter takes it upon himself to protect the child at all costs. Meanwhile, Pearly, who is still around after all these years, is shocked to learn that Peter is back. He's angrier than ever and determined to finish what he started. With the help of his demonic abilities, Pearly sets out to destroy Peter once and for all. But Peter, now with a clearer understanding of his mission, isn't going down without a fight. With his magical white horse by his side, he faces Pearly in an epic final showdown. This time, Peter fights not just for himself but for the baby and for the belief that love and miracles can truly change the world. In a heart-pounding climax, Peter finally defeats Pearly and saves the baby, fulfilling his destiny once and for all. And in doing so, he earns the right to reunite with Abby in a celestial realm, proving that love is eternal and that miracles are real. As he ascends to the stars, the city around him continues on, a reminder that everyone has a purpose, even if it takes a lifetime to discover it. And that's the story of how one man, with the help of a magical horse, defied fate, found love, and discovered the power of miracles.